Well, we're back working on this hunk of garbage again. The goal for today is we're gonna Frankenstein all of this nonsense into something that resembles the front of a hood. And from there, then we can use that Frankenstein nonsense to make a pattern to hopefully make a slightly better hood front out of new sheet metal. Here's the mess we're starting with. You can see we got a certain amount of work to kind of get. I want this is going to stay this peak here, so I have to make everything align with that, and currently you can see we're not even in the ballpark. So I have all these little bits and bytes of front hood sections from a couple different vehicles. We got some Pontiac, we got some 53 Chevy stuff. And we're just going to stir. We're going to stir and churn that all up, and we're going to make it into something that fits in here. And I don't know how that's going to turn out, but probably a hot mess of garbage. Stay tuned. I think we'll start here with this corner piece. Seems like a logical starting point. I'm thinking maybe I can take like this piece of the truck hood here and somehow manipulate it to fit this opening here. We'll see how that goes. Kyle, I'm having an internal crisis and I need your help. Alrighty, welcome back. What seems to be the problem today? I really want to keep butchering the front of this hood together out of little bits of garbage instead of doing it properly and making it out of a nice new sheet of metal and doing metal shaping and all that. I'm having fun with this, but I know that it's wrong. Well, there's a simple answer to that question there. If you're going to do the things that you want to do to get to where you need to be, to get there and everywhere else, if you know what I'm saying, then it's going to be okay. It will be okay. That doesn't even make any sense. Well, the answer is really quite simple, Kyle. If you want to make money on YouTube, you're going to have to learn how to butcher things. The reality of the situation is that people, they want to see the sparks and the fire and the butchery and things being sliced and diced into a million pieces. They want the chaos. They do not want to see the proper metal shaping. That's not very interesting. It's repetitive and it's boring. This is nothing new. It's something deep in our DNA. Harkens back to our cave dwelling days when the whole village used to gather around to watch the hunt and the kill of the mighty woolly mammoth. But once the hunt was over and the slaughter was done and the real work had to begin, it's crickets. Everybody takes off. This is a trend that continues throughout the passages of time, you see. It's nothing new. It repeats itself over and over, and you must adapt and you must embrace this primal instinct to please your audience and make maximum profits on YouTube. Yes, but I have my reputation to think about. Money will always come and go, but your reputation stays with you forever. And if I suddenly start lowering my standards and putting out this kind of work, my reputation will be ruined, and I will be ruined in turn. Alrighty, well, it looks like time's up for today. That means it's time to begin my exercises. Today I'm going to touch my toes. Are we all ready? Let's go. Almost got him that time. Say, pardon me, could you help a fella Canadian stake his cats to a meal? Gee, thanks, mister. Hit the road. You can see, not surprisingly, we've got a real mess to sort out here. Got the usual Shame Valley type of effect there. Yeah, not looking too great. So, seeing as how this is an individual piece here, it's actually pretty easy. We just take it over to our commie wheel and we can use this to stretch the weld back out and take out some of the shame out of this shameful creation here. So upset that I can't even focus on what I'm doing. I'm trying to draw a couple simple lines here and it's taking me like half an hour. Time for the big reveal. Not really a big reveal, but it'll be something. There's a towel covering it. I'm going to take the towel off now, and then we'll see some stuff that you probably didn't want to see. And yeah. But before we get into the big reveal, I want to interrupt you here. Yes, that's right. Big exciting announcement. Our channel got a celebrity endorsement the other day, so I thought that was worth mentioning. Wayland Wire's Old Iron mentioned our channel and had a few nice things to say about us for some reason. Most of you are probably already watching him, I should hope. But if you aren't, that guy's been doing YouTube videos for almost as long as I've been alive. And in my opinion, it's exactly what automotive YouTube should be. It's just a guy building cars and trucks the way that he wants to build them out of old junk. And he's doing it on a budget. And on top of all that, he's also quite a talented musician. So again, make sure you check out Wayland Wire's Old Iron if you haven't already. And again, thank you to him for the big celebrity endorsement. Now let's get back to our big reveal here. Okay, well, things are still very much roughed in at this stage. I still gotta fine tune and smooth things out some more and tweak a little thing here and there and everywhere. But actually, I had my doubts as this was going together, but now that I see it starting to take shape, I can see that it's headed in the direction that I want it to. So that's promising, I guess. It's basically the front is kind of 1949 Cadillac, but the hood shut line is here instead of over here as it would be on like a 49 Cadillac. And then I like the little lip here, little reveal. The 49 Cadillac's kind of straight up and down, but I like this this slight reverse curve, which is kind of, I don't know, 51 or later Cadillac, somewhere around there. I don't know. You got pieces of my jacket flying through the air here. I didn't like the advanced design hood when I sectioned it. It had a very sloped back kind of look, which I didn't like. So we're basically building the front of a Cadillac hood to match the Cadillac grille, because keep in mind there's also a big honking bumper that has to go on this. So we need to kind of create some visual weight, and so to have the hood super streamlined doesn't match with the rest of what we're going to have going on the front end of this. So the next step on this process is I'm actually going to have to do some metal fabrication here. There's not really any way around it. What happens with this hood, the original hood, is the profile of it starts to change right about at this point to match up with the original style of the hood. So the only way to get this peak profile to blend this shape out into the original hood is I need to join the hood back here with a completely new shape to blend these two together. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to have to make a new top for this. I'm not too upset about getting rid of this because it's just garbage anyways welded together. So the best or most efficient way to solve this is just completely remake the top as one continuous piece with a profile that blends into the rear of this hood, and then it'll all be one continuous shape. There's no amount of bumping and banging and manipulating and prying. I think you saw in the video where I cut this part back and like pushed it up and then tacked it on here just to kind of get that area closer, but we don't want to leave that stress in the panel and, you know, try to continue that through here, because then it'll just make a mess of this whole hood. I mean, the hood's already a mess anyways, but we don't want to make it worse. So it'll be faster and cleaner and more efficient just to redo the top. Overall, when I stand back, I'm starting to see the vision in my head. I'm pleased with you know, the direction that it's headed. Again, I really like the side profile. It's basically, you know, what I want. Yeah, I'm definitely happy with how that how that's fitting into the grill in the front. And again, I didn't want that slope back kind of look. It just doesn't really fit with the direction that I'm going with the rest of the truck, and it's not going to fit with the bumper as well. So yeah, I'm not totally discouraged here for sure. Just wanted to kind of toss the Cadillac bumper on to kind of see some things, I guess. And it does fit up with the hood. Kind of the the heaviness of it. Again, I'm not totally committed to using the Cadillac bumper. I got a couple or one other bumper option for the front. But either way, it's gonna have a fairly visually heavy type bumper on it. The goal is to keep everything late 40s, early 1950s General Motors, because that's just what I want to do, and all those kind of shapes and things that they used all kind of fit together between the different models. I had considered using like a 1949 51 Mercury hood. I saw one truck where they used the whole hood, and I really liked the way that looked. But A, somebody's already done it. B, it won't fit with the Cadillac grille because the profile at the front's different. And then, you start using Mercury parts, and then next thing you know, you got parts from this, that, and the other thing. And it's easy to kind of go down the road of having, things not really mesh together. Or, oh, I want to use taillights from this because they look cool, but they don't really fit with the rest of it. So we're trying to kind of make everything, fit with the era and the make of the vehicle. The other thing is I am still not done with his grill here, so before I commit to the bumper, I want to get the grill roughed in. You can see I just hacked it off at the end here, but there's going to be this bar will continue on, and we got plans for all that to kind of mold into the rest of this, so it's not going to just be a straight cut here. And then if we do go with the Cadillac bumper, there's a couple options here. I was thinking like a 55 Chevy style filler panel where it's like a reverse curve, and then it comes into here to kind of, I don't know what you'd say, fill that in. So that's an option there. Or the other option is quite a bit more involved, which involves basically remaking the whole front of the fender. But again, that's a future problem for sure. It's just a matter of getting things done a little bit at a time here, and seeing how they look, and just, it's a slow process, but we'll get there. I'm not proud of the workmanship that I did to create this hood top or front or whatever, but basically what we did is we were doing the exact same thing as what I did with the styrofoam and the plaster to model out the sides. Difference is that there, at the end, there's a 50-50 chance that we end up with a part that we can actually use, whereas this is just going to go in the trash. And I think we ended up with a mostly usable part. We didn't spend as much money on materials because foam and plaster and Bondo and all that costs money. And this is just made out of junk that I had laying around. So that's kind of neat. And again, we're not trying to create some beautiful museum showpiece. We're just trying to have fun. We're trying to weld a bunch of garbage together and see if we can make something out of it. So it's important to kind of dial myself back sometimes and remember that we don't have to take things quite so seriously on this. If it's not fun, then it's not worth doing. As usual, I'm not particularly interested in hearing from the coulda, woulda, shouldas, or oh, it needs this, that, or the other thing. Actually, I know people they want to help, but the problem is if I start building this based on audience suggestions, it would have a PT Cruiser bumper and like 1999 Mercedes headlights and one of those Lund visors and a Lund razorback thingy, those fiberglass things. It'd have like a 90s S10 step side box on it with 59 Cadillac fins welded on top of the box, but it would still have the 49 Cadillac fins as well, so it'd be like double fins, and the whole thing would be sitting on top of like a 90s Durango 4x4 chassis, and it'd have a Continental kit with a mural of the Fonz doing his like "Hey" thing on the back there. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with building a vehicle like that. If that's what you're building, hey man, go for it. I would actually really like to see that if that's what you're building. And anybody wants $1 million YouTube channel idea, start building a custom and get your audience involved, and like do like the Rod and Custom Dream Truck where it's like a poll, and just build it based on your audience's suggestions. I think that would like be there's my $1 million YouTube channel idea if anybody wants to borrow that. But the thing with this is it's going to be 100% original Kyle creation, and you know what that means? It's going to be a massive train wreck. This thing's going to be hideous when it's done. It's going to be a monstrosity. It's going to be like a Homer Simpson car. At the end of the day, it'll still be 100% original creation. I can say, hey, that was me. That's what I built. That's the way it is, and that's what it's going to be. So that's the goal here, and the internet loves a train wreck. So if you want to see this thing crash and burn and end up as a hot mess of garbage, you're in the right place. Thing is I already spent almost 10 years of my life working at hot rod shops and building other people's dreams based on what they wanted. So this is kind of my first opportunity to do a custom for myself without having to listen to any outward input. And for me, you know, the freedom to do whatever I want is kind of more important than money. I'd rather be poor and have freedom than, you know, get paid to make someone else's dreams come true. And then, you know, when I'm dead, I won't have anything to show for it other than a bunch of stuff that was done for other people. The way my creative process is basically what I'll do now is I'm going to move on to something else, and I'm just going to leave this and let the chicken ferment for a little while up here. And then we'll come back to it in a week or 2 weeks or a month or 2 months or whatever, and possibly, you know, make a few tweaks here and there. And then if I so feel it needs it, and then we'll just keep moving forwards. I'm my own worst critic with anything, so if it needs this, that, or the other thing, I'll be kind of the first to let myself know without you know, having to rely on critique or input from others corrupting, you know, what's going on in my own brain. Anyway, that's enough mouth breathing for one video, I'd say. So I'm going to get this all edited up. Thanks so much for watching. In the next video, we're going to be working on the doors and the fadeaway fenders. So hope you're looking forward to that. And we'll see you again soon if we haven't completely scared you away.